What's up, everyone? I'm Oz, and in this video, we'll look into what to keep in mind when you're naming your stock video clips. So, the first thing is when you're preparing your titles, the first thing to keep in mind is to have them as descriptive as possible. So, instead of saying, for example, a woman is crossing the street, you can say a woman wearing a red shirt is crossing a street, or an African woman wearing a red shirt is crossing a street. And then you can further add to it by saying like where the street is, if you know where the street is, if it's in Malaysia, it's in Kuala Lumpur, or if it's in a certain area, you can add to that as well. So try to be as descriptive as possible. Another thing that I add to the descriptions, is that we can have like all the type of shots as well. That is, for example, if it's a right pan, left pan, tilt, it can be front dolly or backward dolly, and then you can move the words back and forth, like dolly front dolly, backward dolly, dolly backward, and so on and so forth. In case of for example, aerial shots, you can have crane up, crane down, moving up, moving down, upward movement, downward movement, when you have similar shots and you need to be more creative. When you're adding these, after you have the main title, you add a dash, and then you add these two words, or like, mostly two words, right pan or left pan, so two words. So you add that. Each item should have a unique title. Yep, that adds to what I just said. And then when you have similar shots, you try to dig in and try to change a little bit, so that it's a little bit different from the same shot. So because it can be a same shot, but different movement or different lighting or different people in it. Be precise and to the point. So what this emphasizes is that just keep in mind when people are like when you're naming your clips, to keep in mind that when people are looking at stocks to buy, so what would they search? So be specific towards what's within the clip. Stick to the ideal length, which is 60 to 40 characters. I'd say 80 characters, which is about 8 to 10 words. Characters include spaces, so about 80 characters. 8 to 10 words is good enough. Use English. And in terms of editorial, you add in the city, country, month, day, year as well. Then comes, do not use number codes in titles. So for example, Flamingo 01, these are like nested sequences, so you don't do that. What I do is, like, for example, if I say that two Afro men are walking the street, I try to avoid numbers as well, and I try to go with TWO2 rather than 2. But in case of like when you have similar clips, you can break that rule for that particular example. Do not use file extensions. Do not use brand names as well. So that's another thing. And even when you're shooting, you tend to avoid brands, but don't use brand names. Do not repeat the same thing, because when people are searching, they don't want to, you want to give them variety, So, and last but not least, avoid making spelling mistakes. This would be a huge blunder as well. So always make sure you check your spellings before, and the same goes for the keywords as well, that you make sure you check your spellings. So yeah, so this was a short video on what to keep in mind when you're preparing your titles for your video stock footages. And please do like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Liking the video really helps this channel. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.